Episode 4.
Episode 4. Thank you for filling that in there. We've been away for a few weeks. We've had a few things going on, which we'll get to in a moment. But we just want to thank you guys for joining us today. I can see that it's sort of going live in different places here. I get all the notifications. It's hard when you're live. But we hope you've been well. I don't even know where to start. I haven't really even planned this show particularly.
It's mostly been on the phone because he has work and
correct. Thanks for filling that in for
trying
me,
to
son.
fix stuff like
Why? Because what do I do for work?
handy man.
Yes, and do you think I'm pretty handy?
Yeah. Even when Auntie Susie came, she said, "Yeah, he's pretty handy because he fixed my fence very good."
So some context for the story there is my auntie lives the next street from me here, and she reversed out with her car and hit the fence and crumpled it to bits. And then she came over concerned a little bit, and I said, it's all right, we can replace it pretty easy. But when she went to work in the morning, I went round there and I pulled it apart and panel beat it back together straight and put it back, and she was impressed apparently, right? Yeah. It's okay, you can just say it.
Maybe Santino and Rosa on.
Yeah, maybe. So we don't know. So if you're listening to us live, drop us a message on wherever you're listening. Let us know where.
I forgot to mention we are releasing a new event.
We are what? Sorry.
Releasing a new event.
Oh, okay, releasing a new event, which means adding a segment to the show. But we only talked about this 5 minutes before the show, so I don't think it's happening today. But you will throw a fact in there. Let's talk about that. Okay, since we're bouncing left, right, and center here. So little RJ's asked to add a segment of facts. I think it was like starting to say facts about whatever. So we haven't planned this yet, but go ahead. There's a fact that you want to tell the people. Right?
So the A is actually an Egyptian.
The letter A.
Well, the
capital A.
Capital A is an Egyptian letter because it's actually meant to be a bullhead. So first they went to upside down, as you can see, a bullhead, and then I forgot the other two faces what it looked like, but then eventually went to sideways, as like the A we see now, but except with longer line. But then I forgot what country it was, but
Egypt?
They turned.
Or not?
No, it was a different country.
Okay.
Turned it back to being
Greece.
Well, tilted it to be back to what we see now and cut those other lines off.
Okay.
And there's actually a single story and double story lowercase a because computers do a double story where it's like that, but the ones that we write today is a single story.
Thank you for that fact. It was semi-vague, but we got there in the end. So thanks for sharing that, RJ. Okay, so first things first, we want to thank the people in the past that have donated to the virtual tip jar up there because
if you can maybe see.
Grab your Oculus. Finally,
yes,
RJ got his Oculus headset, which is amazing.
It is amazing.
It's absolutely amazing. He gets immersed in the world, and between us, when he goes to bed, is when I get to use it. So thank you very much. Special people to thank for that is Tia Rose, number one.
Tia Rose, number one.
Yeah, then we've got I Am Dave and Sam I Am.
I Am Dave and Sam I Am.
They run the show. How was your day every week, every Wednesday evening in the US? We've got Tankalicious.
Shout out to him as well.
Yep. Shout out to Uncle Tank.
Uncle Tank.
Yeah, and then you've got MC Funk. He donated as well. Thank you very much, MC Funk.
Thank you very much, MC.
Sorry, there was a couple of others I didn't write them down, but we'll get back to you for that. For the fundraiser as well, let's quickly pop that up. Hang on a sec, champ. Oh, there is a message come up, but just a second. This one here. So we've got a cause going on here for the Starlight Foundation, and it was to raise $500 for the sick children, and we're at like 470. So and her husband, Mr. Rose, that chipped in a bit there, and a couple of others, including myself. So thank you very much for that. We're 30. Hang on a second. There's 30 second. We're $30 away from reaching that target of $500. So thank you. I'll drop that down again. Let's go over here before he distracts the absolute hell out of me. Okay, so we've got Santino. I'm here. It's 10 p.m. It's crappy weather and cold, raining, etc. Now I'm in bed. Tuning from John. I love watching you guys. Thank you very much, Tino. Friend of ours from way back, another one of my Italian friends over in Victoria and Geelong. So
And one of the people that have first see. Well, one of the
yes,
people
one of the
that
people you
first.
first met on here.
Hey
That's right.
boys, so sorry couldn't make it tonight.
Okay.
My bad. Looking forward to our show in a few weeks. Much love, Bryce.
Okay, so let's just clarify that for everyone because we were meant to have a couple of guests tonight. So you would have seen the promo that's gone out there saying special guest Bryce and his daughter Charlotte. It was just a miscommunication. I misread a message that Bryce sent me, and I thought he was here in Perth until the 26th. So we organised the show for tonight. Turns out he's not back until the 26th. So we're going to have that show later because we would sort of want to put another sword in the game and bring these guys on and get these guys to meet us and talk about some things. So looking forward to meeting you, Charlotte. So shout out to you for when you come on here. And also to you, Brycey, which is also AKA Pebble Steady on stereo, or was.
Wait, does he work like actually for 2 weeks? 2 weeks.
He works away. Yeah, I don't know if we should talk about his private business, but yes, that's right. So, just cracking on a little bit here. I wanna visit why we've been absent for a few weeks, and that's probably going to happen a little bit until things stabilize in a couple of months. But basically, I'm pretty consistent when I do shows, and then starting this one with RJ as well. But from the diagnosis time, late January, and then again with the second diagnosis in February, it was kind of a hit to the family. Like I was kind of relieved at the time to get that diagnosis because I felt like we finally got an answer for some behaviors. But it turns out it sort of that relief went. I don't know. It just hit me personally quite hard. At the same time, realizing there was a lot of more financial burden that was going to come along for the future appointments with these appointments that for the kids, and we've got your little sister. She's up next as well, so we're sort of going through 2 times of this. And work increased, which was great. So I had to take that opportunity and focus on that primarily over all these sort of shows that I love doing so much. I can't wait to get back to. That kind of probably hit my mental health a little bit too, feeling down, overwhelmed. I think these are normal feelings people would go through this diagnosis, but it sort of rattled the cage of the stability of the family at home, I've noticed. So I think that our family had a pretty good balance up until that point. You know, of course, we have the arguments, but we have happy times and things like that. But since this diagnosis, I've been around less, and there's extra pressure being added to my wife then that maybe the load I was taking before. Then I'm coming home super tired, and my wife's then already exhausted from dealing with the extra load. So the kids aren't getting that little bit of extra attention, you know, that's required when they're going through these sort of particular diagnosis with like the extra attention at night to check in with their feelings and things like that. That's kind of been on hold because it's been a lot to handle with coming home work exhausted and all that sort of stuff. So it's rattled the cage. The house has been a bit more upset. There's been a lot more arguments going on. There's been a lot more anxiety that's happened, and I appreciate when people say things like, "Oh, you're such a good dad, and you're doing all these things, and you're proactive." I appreciate that, but sometimes you feel like a failure because I don't know. It seems like it's not all coming together, but it is, and I think it's a normal process. But I just want to make clear that there's plenty of times where I don't feel like a perfect dad, losing my temper, being short with these moments, but it's all a challenge and new to me. That's for myself. But how about you, RJ? Let's check in because I haven't checked in with you yet. Is how you felt the last few weeks, let's just say, at home, at school, in general.
The last few weeks, well, these few weeks, I haven't really liked these last few weeks, but the other few weeks is good.
It's good. So you felt the same. Nothing's changed. Have you felt happier or more worried or?
Today, I have felt more happier and sort of worried before the show.
Oh, you were
Yeah,
nervous before the show,
well,
but you felt
not really.
happier maybe because I was home today and we were able to sort of be a little bit more normal. I don't know, but in general, I think everything's been everyone's been on edge a little bit. You know what I mean when I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to make sure we can sort of change that, and I feel that right now we're at a bit of a turning point where that's starting to happen, right? So I think we've caught up with a few things over these last few weeks, digested it. What's happening? You paying attention to me there?
Yeah, I am. Yes.
No worries. So I feel like it's going to shift into another phase now, which will be better. Just to let you know, because I love you. And I feel bad when this is all happening. Okay. To the folks listening, if anyone wants to leave a message, a voicemail, you can go to my
I was
Instagram
just reading that. Sorry.
underscore Rocstedi. Leave a message. I'll be able to play it here for you on the show. And in fact, if there's any questions that you have, or if you're going through any parenting problems, or if you want to share that you're maybe feeling the same way with things going on at home, let me know on Instagram. I'll send you a link. You can pop up on the show for 5 minutes, explain, and we can share that, because I've found after the last show, a couple of people messaged me, which I didn't realize, that even watched the show, saying that they loved the show, and that this sort of information was helpful for their children because they were experiencing the same sort of things and not realizing that they may be on the spectrum, or showing signs of it potentially. So I really would love feedback from people in the audience, and give you the opportunity to hop up. Let's read the next message
I've
that's come through.
already read it. So
Giuseppe and yeah, go ahead.
Giuseppe and RJ are
Championi.
champione, and don't be hard on yourself. People tell me that.
That's right. Yeah, I think that's the same thing. Don't be hard on yourself. You
Yeah.
do the best you can do, but I guess in those emotional moments,
Be
you
normal.
don't feel like it, right? You feel like, why did I do that? Why did I get angry so quickly and yell? Why couldn't I have just been patient? Things like
Well,
that, right?
Yeah, sometimes
I was talking
can't
about me,
really-
but then what about yourself? Yeah.
yeah, sometimes I can't really have patience, and well, since I'm in, Aspie kid, I realize Aspie kids don't really have that much patience when
Well, let's
before they have.
let's break that down a little bit. Okay, so
yeah, and that's what pretty much.
okay,
Yeah.
so Aspie kid, we've tried to label this what he's going through, because you do wonder as a parent, how much do you talk about with your kid? And or some parents apparently hide these things from their kid, but I feel it's important to educate him and get him to understand the process on why he thinks or feels the way he does, and how we do in a different way, right? So I'm
It's
not
okay.
shy to let you know, and
It's okay to be an Aspie kid,
yeah.
Just like the guy that I watch. He goes out with one eye.
So
And he's
Aspie
fine.
kid is the tag that we've put on it, because it's short for Asperger's, or like a high functioning
Asperger's.
autism. Yeah, that's what it's short for. So Aspie kid, and RJ's asked me when we have our little talks at night.
I've realized something.
Well, that's right. You at first you thought Aspie kid wasn't a good thing, right?
Well,
At
not
first,
really.
no. Okay.
Well, at first, yeah, I thought, am I sort of like, that guy?
Which guy?
The
Oh,
guy that
Elon Musk.
No.
Who?
The
Oh, the one eye guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that YouTuber guy. Yeah, you thought, are you a bit like him?
Well, sort of, but just not with one eye. I've got.
Okay. What makes you think that you were a bit like him? I didn't realize that you thought that.
Well, at the very first, how I knew I was an Aspie kid, because I thought, am I like? I don't know why. Just my mind thought that.
Just for no reason, you looked at him and you related?
Not for no reason, just like a.
Well, you must have seen
for
things.
a reason that's hard to explain.
Okay, that's right. So but then when we had a talk one night, I realized I started to tell RJ about a couple of people who were extremely successful. One of them being Elon Musk, one of the richest guys in the world that builds rockets to SpaceX.
When he told me that, my mind went completely off. I always thought he was not, until you told me he was. I was completely off. I'm like, how is he an Aspie kid? How is he hiding it from us the whole time?
He wasn't hiding it though.
Well, not really hiding.
Yeah, no, he's not hiding for anyone. He's just being him, right? So that makes, when I hear that makes me think that you thought the Aspie kid was restricted from success or something, but to hear that one of the most successful people in the world was an Aspie kid made you excited. You're like, whoa, I didn't know Aspie kids could do that. And you were like really taken back by it. But I think we tried to talk about some traits that sometimes it's a gift, and you're lucky to have some of those characteristics that an Aspie kid has, because it can further you in places that other people might not be able to do.
I just wish it was still rare, so that I can feel better because it's rare.
So you want it to be rare.
Well, not really, but yes, still.
It will make you feel more special if it's rare.
Yeah, because like it's rare to have it, just like
You want to be individual and special, like so. There's nobody else like you in the world, right?
Or not really like that, but like rare. It's rare.
Okay, let me tell you something. You know what the rarest person in the world is?
Elon Musk.
Yourself. There's no two of you in the world.
Unless you have twins.
Unless you have twins. That's actually a good answer. All right, so well done.
Or unless you're a scientist. You can make a machine that makes double of you.
Okay, let's keep it on track. So so that's some stuff I wanted to share. Is that it's been really I think tough, and I suppose speaking about it with you, RJ, and maybe hearing that you didn't think it was so tough is a good thing for me, but I've certainly felt it maybe more than anyone in the family at the moment, and feel guilty about that, and I sort of can't help it, but we're getting through.
What do you mean by? I know what guilty is, but what do you mean by?
Feeling guilty is feeling bad about it. And I feel bad because I'll give you the reasons. Because I can't be home as much because we're working more, because I'm trying to earn more money to provide for the family for these appointments. That's important, right? And I feel like if we maybe had a different situation in the past with COVID, we would be okay and didn't have to work as much, but luck didn't go our way. So when I come home and that's happened and I'm tired, then I yell out of anger. I feel bad about that.
I was just about to say, yeah, let's break that out, because you just said two reasons. I was about to say, one of the reasons was the reason why I talk to you so much and tire you out so much when you get home is because I haven't spent it with you at.
Oh yeah, I understand that.
Much at all.
Yeah,
all day.
It's quality time. I totally get that. I totally get that. So, okay, what happened yesterday? Got home late from work, right?
Got you tired out.
Yeah, but what I bought you like a keyboard home, you and your sister, and mum a big basket of fruit and things like that, right? You didn't see it? All that fruit out there? That crate full of fruit,
that
right?
yeah.
And I was in good mood and everything. I missed you kids, sat down and you told me and 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 told me for like an hour and a half straight. And I just needed maybe 5 or 10 minutes to just chill after work because I hadn't had that chill moment, you know?
Yeah, because I have not even been with you at all day. Just
I get it.
In the morning and at night time. That's all.
I know. And this is not going to be forever. It's just going to be a little bit for now until you just get back ahead of things. Yeah. So it's all good. But I miss you too, right? So you don't realize I miss you guys all day when I'm out there working. I'm just like,
I do realize that, but not as much.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I do, but
let's revisit something that you said before. I want to touch on is that you said that Aspie kids can't control their anger easy. Is that what you said?
No, I said they don't really have patience.
Don't really have patience. What do you mean by that?
Like, because I've also realized, because there's two more kids than Aspie kids there in my class.
Right.
And like, they just, one that doesn't really answer, the other one like really has got no patience.
Okay, and let's not say any names though. Okay, but yes. But
he's exactly like me, no patience, but not really at school, more like home.
Okay.
So it's got no patience, just bursting out, you know.
I think I know the answer for that, but I've tried to explain many times my understanding to you, but I don't think I'm either not explaining it right or couldn't, or you couldn't understand it properly. Let's read this since it's
Hi,
no, don't worry. It's just some person. I wish I could just delete this person's thing, but I can't. Hang on, maybe I can. Get off my channel. Get off.
Why?
My channel. Oh, it's just someone trying to spam promotion stuff. Chat. Where is it all? There he is. Yeah. Let's get rid of him.
No, that's Santino.
Where? Here.
No, it's not. No, before you clicked on Santino.
List. There you go. Yeah, okay, thanks. Almost blocked you, Santo. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, thanks for saving
Why does it still say there?
It's okay. Let's reload. I just really get it off because I don't like this stuff hanging around in there. Anyway, it's gone. Sorry. Okay.
What?
Okay, tell them to, he said tell them to go away in Italian.
VFC.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll explain that later. So, where were we at? So the patience. Now, I'll tell you something for sure. Definitely, Aspie kids or kids on the spectrum find it hard to manage their emotions.
I totally get what you guys are on about being a FIFO. Dad is very testing at sometimes.
Okay, let me explain it to you. So he understands what he means about going to work and not being with his family. This is Bryce, the one that's coming to Australia, Charlotte.
Yeah, he told me
He goes away for 2 weeks at a time, right? So he doesn't get to see his family for 2 weeks, I think it is, right? If I got your swings right. And FIFO is fly in, fly out. So he'll fly to his work, fly in, work for 2 weeks, fly out. And then he'll get about a week home with his
that's
family.
what it stands for.
Yeah, that's what it stands for. Yeah. So yeah, he understands more than anyone. And to be honest, I've had many opportunities to go and work away at the mines, and I've never taken it because I couldn't be away from you and your sister and your mum. I just can't do it. I can't be away for that long. If something happens,
I totally got that.
you guys need me around. I need you guys around, and I think it's important that we,
I even already knew that. Even before you said it, mining.
Mining is the FIFO. Mining.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I even knew it before you said it because I can already see how you act. I can already tell by your act you don't even want to spend time away from your family for like 2 weeks.
That's right, absolutely right. I need my moments, I need my time. Everyone does. Everyone needs their own time, but I couldn't be away from you guys that long. One off to do something can do it, but not constantly. I think I take my hat off to the people that work at FIFO. You guys are, you do it well. Yeah.
Because even when I start to learn about body languages, that's when I straight away tell you do not want to,
No, break it down for me. I don't know. So what do you mean by body languages?
So you can tell what the person means, like
reading their body language, so you can see if they're happy, see if they're sad.
Well, not really like that. Like if they want to leave or
right. It still falls under body language. There's many different things for body language. If they want to leave, if they want to pay attention, if they're like turning their face up, if they're like happy and smiling, or if they're like angry. There's many different things to read. Yeah.
When I straight away learned about that, and then like when I got home and you were like, I straight away already could tell, and there's a new message.
I know we'll get to that in a second. I want to finish this first. We'll finish one thing at a time. So you can straight away tell that about whose emotion, whose body language, me or what? I don't know.
You.
What, when I'm happy or sad or anything like that?
Well, I mean, like when you didn't want to leave.
Sure. Okay. I understand. Okay. All right. Good. Thank you for completing that. Now we've got Chuck, which is one of the people that we thanked at the start for putting towards your tips for. Thank you.
Yeah.
Here, bring it out here.
Thank you for
chipping towards his Oculus headset. It's wonderful. It is like a dream come true for someone on the spectrum for this sort of stuff, and that's what makes me question just how on the spectrum I might be, because I absolutely love it myself. It is a really nice piece of work. Good for them to immerse themselves into technology, which is something that kids on the spectrum love.
I literally want to spend more time on it, but I can't really. But it's so amazing that I don't want to get off it.
I thought you were going to talk about your headaches. Is that?
Well,
I think it's important we talk about that part too, right? So
and Aspie kids have it.
Okay, so one thing that this is for maybe parents out there that this might be happening to your kid and you don't know, and we didn't realize it was really a sign. I was sus on it that it was, but turns out confirmed that it is that for a while now when we would travel in the car, a few minutes into it, he starts getting these instant headaches, like migraines.
So like when I first started to have it, it'll be like after either half an hour or 1 hour I started to get it. And then like now up to today, already 5 minutes in the car, already got it.
Okay, so over time it progressively got quicker and quicker. He'll get these belting headaches, and then we get to a destination and it was okay after a while. After a bit, he let it settle down.
10 minutes.
When we traveled back to Thailand last year on the plane, he got it quite bad on that, and I started to think motion sickness or car sick or air sick. But it wasn't until we got the Oculus headset when I really realized that every time
So,
he'd
like-
put it on, let me finish this one. He'd put it on, and not long into it again, he'd get this belching headache, and he had to take it off. So it was apparent to me that it was overstimulation due to kids on the spectrum, or people on the spectrum, having an overload on their senses. Following that, it was the piece of the puzzle that clicked together many things about his ear, his nose, like when he's sleeping. He's very sensitive with things, and kids on the spectrum, they'll, like, it will seem like they're overreacting about the smallest little bump or scratch, but they feel it themselves. Like it really is at that level in their mind and in their body, right? They're experiencing that, even though it's very small. So if they're making a big deal out of a small thing, that could be something to look at as well.
But for me, I realized if it's like a fall down,
even the covering of the ears, like that's a huge one. Like any loud noises, I mean, he's kind of probably learned to not do it as much, I think.
Yeah, I can.
Used to.
Now I can handle a lawnmower, but not for too long.
Yeah, but my daughter, she's pretty bad with, like, even a text message comes on my phone, she covers her ears. The door shuts. Just
never
very
knew
simple.
that.
Starting my car. So
Well, she doesn't do starting her message
she
door anymore.
even if my wife and I are just talking, sometimes she's like, shh, too loud. And it's like, wow. So it's just getting more and more sensitive. But he isn't as sensitive with his hearing like that.
Yeah.
But his sense of smell is phenomenally sensitive. He can
In the
smell,
car, outside,
oh,
still smells.
he can smell you right now if you haven't had a shower 2 days ago from home. That's how he can smell, right? So, all right, we're going to get to these messages here from Chuck. So he says, can I read this one? I struggled a lot with ADHD as a kid, but as I got older in high school and college, I learned how to harness it. In some ways, it has almost been like a superpower for my technical career as an adult, right? He follows up. Now I'm almost 40. I still have my struggles, but it's not all negative. So what he's saying, right, is MC Funk has also got ADHD like you do, right?
Yeah.
And he also is very good at tech and computers and things like technology.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Yeah. So he has the same passion like you as you're growing up. So as he got older, and pay attention, and as he got older and he was in high school, he was able to know how to control it better and then use it as a tool to further himself better than the other people that didn't have it. So he said it's like a superpower. It was like a gift.
So that's sort of like, I don't like say it, but this is my first time actually saying it out loud. I've actually been trying to do that at school.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second. So at school, we had the parent-teacher meeting just a couple of weeks ago, and your results were fantastic.
I was sort of not doing it, but sort of not
doing
doing
what?
it, and acting like a superpower to the people.
Okay, so what I think is what happened
sort of
is
not doing it and sort of is doing it.
Well, with your medication that kicked in, and then your effort to try, it worked. You actually had excellent results in nearly all areas. I think 1 or 2 need improvement, as everyone does, right? No one can be perfect, but I was quite shocked to get those results because the prior year you suffered a little bit there with your grades, and it was due to all these things going on and undiagnosed. Now, like we know, and you've put a good effort in because you've got a fantastic teacher as well, right? I think you try really hard for her too, do you?
Yeah, even like my music teacher, like whispers to us because she doesn't want any other teacher to know. She goes, "I think your teacher's the best teacher in the world." Well, I mean,
she's
school.
wonderful. Look, all of your teachers have been good so far as well. The teacher this year is extremely attentive to your needs for what you require, and she knows exactly how to deliver that message to you, and it makes you want to impress her and try. And I love that because it gives you a goal to strive for, right? So that's well done.
Yeah, but can I also quickly say something that I also noticed about Aspie
kids, yeah.
They are very easy with instruments.
Okay, so we'll do this as a final note before we wrap it up. We'll wrap up the next 5 minutes or so. But wow, I've got to say this one thing. RJ started guitar lessons about 8-9 weeks ago, and got him a guitar. It's with a group thing at school. I was a bit concerned, thinking I'd rather he had one-on-one. Excuse me. I think I'd rather he had one-on-one for those lessons. But let's start him off in a group at school first and see how he progresses. He didn't really even pick up the guitar in the first 3 weeks to practice or anything. But the moment that he did after the third lesson, it's literally struck a chord, no pun intended, and he started just like nailing it. Like I was just like if I had to try and do it now myself as an adult, I would have definitely struggled. He then proceeded to go a few pages ahead to play these full little songs, right? And that was cool, first of all. But it's been several weeks since then, and then a couple of weeks just before Easter, he had
A keyboard.
hang on, he had his iPad, and he found a program on the internet where you can press a key and it will start to create a song for you.
Well, if you want, you can make your own song.
Right. So he has, Dad, can I go to YouTube because you want to work out how to use this program? So he watched a couple of videos, worked out how to use this program, and then he started to pan out this music off memory, and it's called, what's the song called? Smash.
No, it's
E Smash.
No,
Yeah.
that's Rush E.
Oh,
on
Rush,
the piano.
Rush E. Sorry,
No,
Rush
no,
E.
that's the piano.
Piano.
It's called Megalove in the Sands.
Okay, that one there, right? So
Undertale.
all I'm doing is getting home from work, and I'm
Rockstar.
hearing the repetitive song over and over, because as on the spectrum, they like to repeat things
If they
constantly,
like it.
right? So eventually I'll just like turn this thing off. But the next video he watched on YouTube
I was
was
trying to find this man.
a guy at a piano in
song?
public, and he was actually playing this song. So then I started to realize that he didn't just make it up. He mimicked a song off memory that he'd heard and realized. And then from there, he just started going for it. So yesterday, I saw he was taking, I could see he was taking to the keys and things. So I just went out and bought a keyboard for him and his sister.
So then I started playing, weird. And then after like today, since I had more time to practice, I could almost play like the proper song of like my hardest piano song.
Let me cut in there. So first he was just smashing the keys today to play with it and check it out. And then I put the clip on YouTube with someone playing it at the piano so he could see the fingers hitting the keys. Within an hour and a half, I'm out in the studio setting this thing up for this show, right? And I could hear it going over and repeat and repeat, repeat. And I went inside. It was him playing it. I thought it was on YouTube. It was you playing it. And I was just like,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
But the only song that I can't really play is like,
well, many, because you just picked up a keyboard like today.
The other half of Rush E and what's it called again? Sea Shanty, where it goes dun, 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 dun. Well, the rest of the part, yeah, I can do.
Okay.
And Crab Rave. This is a different version of a piano keyboard, but yeah.
Okay. So we've got another message from Chuck as we're about to wind this up. So it says, huh? Because we're over time already. So it says, sometimes it just takes the right kind of teacher to help you tap into it instead of seeing it as a problem. They have to deal with it. And I agree with you. What you have isn't a problem. It's something that you've got to work out with yourself and work out what your strengths and your weaknesses are. And that's exactly what Chuck did. Maybe his weakness was paying attention before in school as a kid, but he was able to suppress and control that. Then his strength became using that distraction to focus on what he wanted to do with tech, with what he loved. You can hyper focus then, right?
So we got 8 claps as well.
That's Tino, yeah. He's clapping. He's clapping at you with the instruments, and then Bryce has said Rockstar. So right, we're at 4 minutes over the show time, so we're going to start to wrap it up. We do 30 minutes supposedly every week, but it's been a good talk tonight because I didn't really plan this show. We just thought we'd jump on and talk.
Would you rather?
Would you rather? Right. If you have one set already, let's do one. Would you rather?
Would you rather be rich but not famous, or be famous but be broke?
Okay.
I actually have not.
I would rather be rich and not famous. What about yourself?
Yeah, same.
Why?
Because in life, you don't really need money, but you do need money as well. Because if you don't have money, you can't do anything. And life doesn't matter about being famous.
I love that. And that's pretty much my exact answer. Some people would argue and say, but being famous, you could turn around and then try and make money. Sure, but I think it comes with a lot of problems being famous.
Yeah, because people think, oh, he's so rich. Why does he need to have money?
No, but if you're rich and not famous, nobody knows you're rich, and then you can do what you want. Get much more financial freedom. Anyway, all right.
Well, yeah.
Channeling energy is what Bryce has said there. That's correct. All right, we've got to wrap it up, son.
Okay, next one. Would you rather be in a desert with long clothes stuck to you, or would you rather be in a snowy place with only short clothes stuck to you?
I would rather be in a desert with long clothes on, but depending on those clothes, not a thick jacket, of course, but like I think people should wear long sleeve stuff in the desert, like some thin shirt, but long sleeve to protect your skin. What would you rather?
I actually did not think that through. I thought maybe like just like a thick jacket.
Okay. Would you rather the snow or the desert? Snow.
Because you could find you could go to your house and then get some nice clothes.
Oh, well, in saying that, in the desert you could just take off your jacket.
Well, yeah, but you got nowhere to store it.
You didn't think that.
You got nowhere to store it though.
Well, I'm in the desert. I don't need it. I'm just going to chuck it to the side. It'll just evaporate in the sun.
Okay.
All right. Let's end it there. Penny Lane says, thanks for some great sharing tonight, guys. So thank you. That's Penny Lane, a good friend of mine. And thanks for the chat the other night. That really helped me vent things off. I can't appreciate. I know I talked your ear off. It was just been a while to really, really open up and let it all out. So you wore the brunt of that. Thank you.
We didn't do the opening song.
Oh, we didn't. That's right. We didn't. We just started straight away. Sorry, we forgot our intro, but that's okay because we're about to hit the outro.
Yeah.
All right. So it's going to be the orange one. I was going to say thank you, folks. Give us a like and share on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Father and Son podcast. We'll post that up probably tomorrow because I'm tired tonight. I'm going to go to bed. I'm not going to re-record this and upload it. So that's going to be it. Well, I will tomorrow. I'm tired because someone kept me up late last night. And we'll talk about that next week.
From far away.
Tino, thank you for joining us every week as well. Thanks all from far away Geelong. All right, hit the orange one. Go on. If you like corn.
I don't want to talk about what happened last night.
Okay. All right, thanks for joining, folks. Sorry we went over a little bit, but thanks for your support. It means so much to us. All the best.
What do you like about corn?